So if you notice, yes, when I try to jump out from the bank of a river from the boat, you can notice it here. With my legs, I will try to apply the force on the boat in the backward direction. So that is what we used to call it as action or reaction. Action or reaction,
Action.
guys. It is called as action. So I am trying to push the boat in the backward direction with my legs. So that is what we used to call it as action. So because of action, what will happen? This boat will exert the force on man. That is what we used to call it as what we used to call reaction.
Reaction.
So that is why the person can easily step out of the boat. Then when the man press this boat with his foot in the backward direction, like this backward direction, the push of a man on the boat is called as action or action force, we can say. Now, the same equal force under the boat will exert an equal force in the man in the forward direction. So, which will enables him to move forward. Understand everybody? So this is what the force exerted by a boat on man, we used to call it as reaction. So as we know that since the boat is floating in the water, it is not in a fixed position, so it will move backward due to the action of exerted by force on man. You understanding? A force exerted by man. It is in floating in water. That is why it will shows the backward movement because of the force exerted by man. Are you understand everyone? Please respond.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Now you can see
Yes, sir.
when a boatman wants to take the boat away from the bank of river, then what he will do, guys? He will sit in the boat and he will try to pushes the river bank with his oars. So you want to come into the seabed, he will try to push the water backward direction. He will sit inside the boat and he will push the water with his oar, so that when the boatman exerting a force on water, that is what action on the bank with his oar, then the bank will exert. Bank means not the cashier bank, yeah, river bank. Understand? So that it will exert equal and opposite force on the reaction on a boat, so that the boat moves forward, moves away from the bank. That is what you have to do it. Do you understand, everyone? Yes, please
Yes,
respond.
sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So that is what it will be happening. Okay. Suppose Reddy wants to go for fishing. Now he will sit inside the boat and he will take his oars and he will try to push the bank like this. So that what will happen? It will be sliding. Are you understanding? The ship, the boat will slide into the water when the man is trying to push the bank with his oars like this backward direction. Then ship will go into the forward direction. That is what will happen. Is it okay, guys? Or we can say boat, because ship we cannot, so boat we can make. Is it okay, guys? Yes or
Yes, sir.
no? Now you might be noticed, as I said just now, boat means down, no propellers and all. So simply man can with his oars he can move forward or backward, whatever it is. But if you notice it, ship ship is very big in size. So if you might be notice it in movies and all, they used to show you down ship, it will be having like a fans are rotating. Do you notice it, guys?
Yes,
Anybody?
sir. It pushes the
Kaushik?
water back.
Harish? Yeah, that is what we used to call it as. Arun Kailash, have you watched it or not? Akilan, any movies and all have you watched? Yeah, down
Yes,
it
sir.
will be,
Yes, sir.
down it will be having big fans are rotating. You might be notice it. Once that fan will stuck, boat won't move forward, or the fan will damage, won't be move forward. That fan, it is not the fan we should call. We have to call as propellers. What is to call? What is to call?
Propellers.
Propellers.
Propeller.
Propellers. They will be like a fan only. So the propellers of a ship, they are at its back end. They used to present even front and back also, back end. So when these propellers work, they will exert a force, backward force, understanding, on water in the sea or river or lake or whatever it is. They will exert the force, understanding, on water in the backward direction. So the equal and opposite reaction, that is what force exerted by water on the ship, so that the ship will move in the forward direction, moves the ship in the forward direction. Is it okay, guys? Please respond, guys. Everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? So that is what. So this is all the illustration of Newton's third law of motion only. Next, the case of hose pipe. That is the next illustration. What do you mean by hose pipe? Anybody can tell? Hose pipe. Hose pipe. Hose pipe. Anyone? Fire engine. Do you all know fire engine? Yes,
sir.
please respond. Fire engine you might be noticing. Or else you can take. How many of you know fire engine? Have you watched anytime? Have you seen directly fire engine? Now, or else you can see. How many of you are pouring the water, gardening with the help of pipe? Gardening with the help of pipe. Yes, please
Yes,
respond.
sir.
When you might be notice it
Yes.
really. Suppose you are trying to hold the pipe, not water, not at came. Water not at came. Try to understand. Next time you try. Water not at came. You're trying to hold the pipe in your hand. I am not holding properly. I'm just casually I'm holding. Now, suddenly your father or brother will put the motor, understanding, so that forcefully water will come in the pipe, so that the pipe will jump away from your hand. Is it yes or no? You might be feel that experience. It will fall down from your hand. Is it yes, guys? Yes, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So why it will happen? Anybody can explain with the help of Newton's third law. Gokul, Danishka, Akilan, Arun Kailash.
It's like we recall velocity, sir.
That is what it's like, not recoil velocity. Now, when suddenly the water is trying to come forward direction, means the pipe is exerting force, or else the motor is exerting force on the water, so that water will come out from the pipe with more pressure, means more force is acting on it. So, when the water will move away from the pipe, that water will exert force on the pipe in the backward direction. That is what we used to call it as action or reaction. Water is moving away, means motor is exerting force on the water. That is what we used to call it as action. So here action is in forward direction. Now, when the water will come out from the pipe, the water will exert force on this pipe. That is what we used to call it as. What we used to call it, guys? We used to call it as reaction. Understand? Now, if we'll take it is a fireman, understanding, fireman directing a powerful stream of water. Fire water, you can see the case of hose pipe, the water coming from the fireman pipe. It is very, very force. Is it yes or no? Have you watched it? Even humans can fly away. Movies and all, they will show you. Have you watched it or not? Anytime? Yes, please let me know. Yes. So the fireman hose pipe means it will be having very sharp edge and pipe. You can see huge amount of water is coming. Understand? With a very, very high amount of force. That is what powerful stream of water and a fire from a hose pipe. So they have to hold it hose pipe very strongly. Understanding? So because when the water is coming in the forward direction, so what will happen? It will come with a very greater speed, because they have to direct the water very long distances. So you can see the forward direction of great speed. The water is coming out with a great speed. Understand? That is what action. Then the backward movement of hose pipe will take place, because that water will exert the force on this hose pipe, so that hose pipe will escape from your hand. Are you understanding? So unfortunately, it will escape from your hand. You can see it will dance, because much pressure is keep on exerting. So that is what the backward movement of the hose pipe is only happening because of the forward direction of water at a greater speed. That is why the fireman always need to hold that pipe very, very strongly, because of tendency to go in a backward direction. That pipe is not holding properly. That pipe will rush away from him in the backward direction. Do you understand, everyone? Please respond. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 1 minute. I will try to show also hose pipe. So next last application we'll study tomorrow. Is it okay, guys? Okay, that horse one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, all of you see here, I will show you the photos also. So what will happen here? Just 1 minute. See here, everybody. See that the 2 persons are trying, 2 persons are holding this pipe. Anybody can tell? Because much pressure is to come. Do you understand? See, here you can see empty pipe. He is ready to, he is holding it very tightly because the pipe size is very bigger, but the nozzle size is very small. You can see when the water is coming out from this pipe, very, very forcefully it will be coming. So if the person is holding it normally, then you can see when the water is coming very forcefully in the forward direction, then it is called as action. Because of very high speed, the water will come. Now this water will exert force on this pipe in the backward movement, backward direction. So that is what we used to call it as reaction. So if the person is not holding this pipe force very tightly, then this pipe will escape from his hand, so that it will causes, even it is used to fly, even understand, it is like a sometime when the water is coming out, keep on, the pressure is keep on exerting, so that you can see it will be like dancing here and there, it will be moving. Even sometimes you can notice it when the real time fire accidents will happen. Fireman, if he forgot to hold it properly, then it will be move backward direction away from his hands, and will causes a lot of trouble. Okay, so that is what it is. This all are the illustrations or examples of Newton's third law of motion. Now the last example is there, that is what case of horse pulling a cart or bullock, everything you can see, bullocks are trying to move forward with a heavy load and all, how it will happen, or horse how it is pulling it, that we will discuss in tomorrow's class. And also tomorrow we'll study conservation of momentum. Is it okay, everybody? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
hope you all understand today's class very well. All the examples I have tried to show you maximum practically. So this is all about what is illustrations of Newton's third law of motion. Let it be with this. I will stop. Then we'll continue from here in tomorrow's class. I understand, guys. Gokul, Harish, Kaushik.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
please make it.
Yes, sir.
Everything. Our life is like a Newton's laws. Understand? So Newton's everywhere we will be, wherever we will do the action, definitely will be having some reaction. Understand? Like generally also. So that is what everywhere it is Newton's third law only. Okay. So thank you all of you. We'll meet in the next class.